What up, YouTube? This is your boy Dr. Lee coming at you again with Tech Talk Friday. Today we're just going to be discussing a few topics that you guys missed during the week, and it's all going to be tech talk and just some discussion. If you guys are interested in most of these topics, we can definitely continue this discussion in the comment section below. A few of these headlines that's coming up that we're going to be talking about, most of them has to do with Apple, and trust me, it's not going to be all good. One of the reasons why the news right now is just floating with all Apple tech is because the new iPhone is about to drop, so everybody's talking about that. Here are the following topics that's going to be coming out in today's discussion. We're going to be talking about the Canon 6D Mark II. That's going to be one of the topics. OnePlus 5 just dropped their phone, so we're going to be talking about that as well. Apple rumors, all of the good and bad in Apple. We're going to be just talking about all of that as well. Let's get this on and let's get this going, man. It's Friday. Let's talk tech. Roll the intro. Now, like I said, I'm just going to briefly go over most of these things. All of these articles are going to be in the description below, so if you want to check more on it and read more detail, you guys can go ahead and do so, because I do not want to make this video long. Just want to try to keep it on 10 minutes, man. I know y'all got stuff to do. Let's do it. Alright, so today there was this article that came out about Apple. So Apple is trying to crack down on leaks. You know, like most of their information and most of their technology stuff is being leaked out of pretty much everywhere. And it's sad because most of these leaks are not only coming out of where they are manufacturing their products. It's actually coming out of their headquarters in California. So that's kind of sad, you know, when you see when that's happening. That's kind of sad. What they did was, you know, just to prevent this issue from happening, Apple actually called a briefing pretty much just to discuss this and find out where these leaks are coming from. And this particular meeting was very confidential. A lot of people didn't know about it. Pretty much nobody knew about it. It was like a top secret meeting that's supposed to happen. And guess what happened at this meeting? And this meeting was, I mean, it involved a lot of top-notch people. Like, I'm talking about like directors of worldwide investigations and stuff like that. I mean, top-notch team. So this briefing was literally named Stop Leakers. This particular meeting that's supposed to be very secretive, it got leaked out as well. What is the irony in that? You decided to have a briefing that is a top secret briefing about leaking information, and then that meeting got leaked. I don't know, man, like, well, I don't know what is up with Apple these days, but like, that is pretty sad, you know? How are you gonna try to prevent something from happening and then it happened in a meeting that you guys are discussing to prevent this from happening? I wonder how would that look like? Hey, David, do you have any idea why I called you into this meeting today? Yeah, actually, I do have an idea on why you decided to have this meeting. Yes, sir, I do. It's about preventing leakage, you know, like most of our information and most of our meeting and products been getting leaked. So I'm sure that's what it is, right? How did you know? How did you know that? I haven't told anybody about this. This is just the first time I mentioned it, and I just decided, I was thinking like this is a problem, and I figured we should discuss it and find a solution for it. So how did you? Wow! How did it happen? You see that? Exactly. This is a very crucial problem, and we have to try to fix it. I really can't believe it. I really can't believe it. Yeah, I can definitely imagine that happening, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, to continue the story, Apple have also been working with some top-notch ex-CIA, NSA, FBI, US Secret Service, US military. I mean, the list goes on. Like, they have all of these top-notch folks that they work with. How are these information being leaked out? If you ask me, I just think this is just BS, and Apple is just trying to throw stuff out there, because every time their product get leaked out, it's free advertisement anyway. So really, think about it. Don't you think they are doing some of these things on purpose? Like, how can you have all of these top-notch folks and information is still being leaked out? And the sad thing is, it's not happening deeply into their plantation where they are manufacturing their product. It's actually happening in California, in their headquarters, way more than anywhere else. The sad thing is that the folks in China that's actually working for Apple, you know how much they get paid a month? Literally $350. This is not including overtime. $350 a month. This is a report from China Labor Watch as well. So this is a legit information. Just the fact that they are getting paid $350 a month for hard labor. So that is it for that news. Let's switch over to the next news. This next news is all about the OnePlus 5. The OnePlus 5 was recently announced. You know, the OnePlus started off as a cheap but pretty good Android phone. OnePlus 1, OnePlus 2, 3, going up. Now it's up to OnePlus 5. This is a small company, but they've been doing some pretty good things. Their phones have been really top notch. You know, they were putting a lot of good component in their phones, really good top notch component for a low price. That's how they got famous. That's how they got popular. This OnePlus 5 that's being released, a lot of people are talking about exactly what it looks like. This thing looks exactly like the iPhone 7 Plus. No kidding. Side by side comparison have been done. It just looks like the iPhone. I don't know why they decided to make this phone look like iPhone 7 Plus. I don't know, but it looks exactly like the iPhone 7 Plus. It has some pretty good and interesting specs as well. They do have a dual camera system, just like the iPhone, like I said. They have two variants you can choose from. It comes with 64 gig storage and 6 gigs of RAM. That's pretty good. That 64 gig storage, 6 gig of RAM, that's gonna cost you $479. Not bad, not bad, you know, for what you're getting. Also, the next variant that you can get is gonna be 128 gigs, and this 128 gig storage and 8 gig of RAM. This one is gonna cost you $539. Still not bad at all for what you're getting with this phone. A lot of people are saying that it's not like the best Android phone for the specs, and they're kind of like leaving their natural way of doing things where they started off as cheap. Now they're getting a little bit expensive. But then again, the technology that they're putting into this phone is very costly, so they have to like match up. These guys have to feed, man. You can't be all up on them like that. Give them some break. It's a good phone, you know, and it's very affordable, and you're getting things pretty close to the high-end phones out there that cost twice as much as this phone. So give these guys some props, all right? They're trying to do something good. So moving on to the next story, man. So Tuesday, Amazon announced that they're gonna join the box clothing services. So pretty much what this is, you shop on Amazon and you find some clothing that you like. You dump them all in a box in your shopping cart. So Amazon is gonna ship them over to you. You try off the clothes that you like, and then you keep the ones that you like, and the ones you don't, you put it in a box and it gets shipped right back. Amazon is gonna be joining that game. But the sad thing is, it's only exclusive to those who have Prime members. If you don't have Prime, it's time for you to jump on it and get your Prime on. Moving on to the next story. There was a leaked article that got released recently about the Canon 6D Mark II that's gonna be getting released pretty soon. A lot of people have been switching over to the mirrorless side from DSLR, but it doesn't mean DSLR cameras are jokes, man. They are still up there and they are still kicking butt. But damn, these mirrorless cameras are like, you know, it's that competition. Who's going to take over who? You know, like old school versus new school. Who? But anyways, Canon is actually going to be releasing their 6D Mark II. They are pretty good and powerful cameras as well. The camera looks pretty dope. It has a lot of great features. It's just leak information, so I would take this as a grain of salt. This camera is a dual pixel autofocus system and it only shoots in 1080p. I don't know about that, man. A lot of people are shooting going for that 4K, you know, but you know, 1080p, still not a bad resolution. Also, number of pixel is 26.2 million pixel. That's a lot, you know, it's not bad. Autofocus point 45 cross types. There are a few cameras out there that have way more autofocus points than that, but for 45, I don't know if that will be enough for most consumers, but who knows? Continue shooting on this camera. This thing shoots about 6.5 FPS. I don't think that's fast enough, but you know, it's Canon. They can get away with those kind of things. People still gonna buy it. Maximum ISO is actually 40,000. It's not bad. It also has 5-axis electronic image stabilization. That's pretty good. It has, you know, regular built-in Wi-Fi and GPS. It weighs about 765 grams, so it's not bad. It also has a 3-inch screen display in the back that flips all upside down and all that stuff. There's still people who love shooting DSLR, and you know, like always, it's gonna sell regardless. There are still fans out there that love these cameras. A lot of people are kind of switching over to more of the mirrorless side of things. So I don't know, it is Canon is just trying to breathe air into their line. But if they want to breathe air into their line, I think they need to step up their game big time, man, because like literally they kind of just been sucking. You know, they're really not keeping up with specs. A lot of people, like most of their cameras that's coming out, people get excited about it, but then they look at the specs and they're like, but that other guy can do more than you. What's up with that? The links to all of these topics are going to be in the description below, so if you guys want to know more about it, just click on there and visit those links. Let's continue all of these topics in the comment section below. Alright? I want to hear what you guys say. I want to hear your opinions about all of these topics for today. This is your boy. This is Tech Talk Episode 2. I'm out.